Hey all, Mike Smith here. Hope you're all well. We had a cracker of a storm here in Brisbane last night and we've got more storms on the way. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to show you how I've set up an uninterruptible power supply for my home fridge. Now, as you can see, the home fridge is not at this point connected to the wall socket. It's actually connected via this extension cord here to this power board. And the house power supply is coming to the other power board via this wall socket. Okay, so the way this works at the moment is that house power is coming into this wall socket and it's going out into my charger inverter, which is that silver thing just in there. Whilst house power is actually supplied, that inverter is doing two things. Firstly, it is passing out immediately, again 240 volts AC, and that's connected to this secondary power board here. And in this secondary power board I've got my fridge, and I've also got a little light here so I can see what's going on. The second thing the inverter's doing is passing a charge current out to this battery, which is a lithium 120 or so amp hour battery in a battery box, and that's sitting on 100% here at the moment. So what's going to happen is that when domestic power is interrupted, that inverter is going to draw from the battery and supply 240 volts power AC to this secondary power board without interruption. And I'm going to simulate that now. And you'll see that the battery, which is actually receiving just over an amp here at the moment, will start to deliver. Okay, so I'm going to interrupt this power supply and you'll see what happens. Okay, so we switched over, and you may notice that the sense of this has changed. So now current's coming out of this battery, about 13 amps, which is the sum total of that little light, which doesn't really draw very much, but certainly the fridge, which does. So that's getting 240 volts AC power via the inverter from the battery now. And I ran some tests last night and found that this battery is quite capable of running the domestic fridge for about 7 or 8 hours, which is just enough time. Now, if the power were to come back on again during the night, whilst we're asleep perhaps, then that will... I'll just turn the power back on again. What will happen is that inverter will switch back into being a charger. So I've just done that now. As you can see, the current has switched over and now it's delivering 23 amps to the battery to top that up. And it won't take long to actually bring that battery back up to 100%. It's indicating 100% now. Okay, so that's giving me uninterruptible power up to about 7 or 8 hours for the fridge. And if we lose power, it will go onto battery. If we gain power again, it will charge that battery up. So that's really cool. Now, if we end up using more than 7 hours worth of battery and the battery runs flat, I've got a further backup plan. This lead goes past my essential Queensland storm weather footwear, and it goes out to the little deck here to my generator. And I've got my generator here ready to go. So that's tested and ready to go, and if I take that lead, plug that into that lead, then the generator will supply 240 volts power to do pretty much the same thing, top up the battery. And I discovered last night that we ran the battery flat, and last night I discovered that once power is back supplied, the generator and the inverter is capable of supplying all around 50 amps. So that doesn't take long to replenish this lithium battery. Took about 20 minutes to bring it back up to 70% again, so that was fantastic. So that, it looks a bit ugly, but it works really well. That is my uninterruptible power supply for my fridge. And as you may have noticed, I've got a little camping fridge here as well. This lithium battery, previous tests indicate, it is capable of running this little camping fridge for about 3 days. So that's my emergency fridge there. And as you can see, it's sitting on minus 17 degrees. So that's actually running as a freezer at the moment. Fantastic. So I'm pretty happy with that system. Thanks very much for watching and listening. And stay safe in storm season.